As a big fan of rap music, this is usually the toughest confession to make, that the past lives of most rappers are tainted with criminal activity. From the Grammy Award-winning lyricist 50 Cent to perennial chart topper Lil Wayne, there are hundreds of top rappers who have broken the law in one way or another. Today in this video, we will show you 10 rappers who have criminal records. Do you think your favorite MC is an ex-convict? Well, if you want to clear your conscience, stay with us till the end of the video. But before we begin, kindly subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our new uploads. Let's get it on! Number 1. Lil Wayne. On July 22, 2007, Lil Wayne held his life-changing show at the Beacon Theater in New York City and decided to celebrate as is the norm with these rap icons. Wayne and another man were smoking marijuana near the rapper's touring van when a police officer accosted them. After a brief search, the officer found a gun in a bag by Wayne's side that was registered to his manager. The rapper was charged with criminal possession of a weapon. In 2009, nearly 2 years later, the lollipop rapper pleaded guilty to attempted criminal possession of a weapon and was expected to serve a year in prison for his crime. However, several delays in sentencing meant the legendary rapper didn't start his time behind bars until March 8, 2010, when he began 1-year sentencing at the infamous Rikers Island. Weezy spent 8 months before being released on the grounds of good behavior. Number 2. Gucci Mane. We are not going to talk about the encyclopedic criminal record of Gucci Mane, but his well-known criminal notation is one he never went behind bars for. In May 2005, Gucci Mane was attacked by a gun-wielding gang in Decatur, Georgia, and his crew responded just in good time. The body of Pookie Loke, one of Gucci's attackers, was later found near a local middle school. To his credit, Gucci Mane brought himself in, claiming he shot Pookie in self-defense. Eventually, Gucci got off free when county prosecutors dropped the case for lack of sufficient evidence. Gucci also spent time in jail after being charged for assaulting a club bouncer with a pool cue. The 42-year-old rapper is celebrating 4 years since he left the confines of jail. Number 3. Cassidy. The West Oak Lane neighborhood in northern Philadelphia was anything but quiet on April 15, 2005, until rapper Cassidy and 2 of his friends strapped to the nines with pistols and an AK-47 spoiled the harmony. They got into an argument with 3 unarmed men, and things escalated within no time. Desmond Hawkins, one of the 3 men who angered Cassidy's posse that night, was fatally shot in the back. His 2 friends ended up in the hospital. Cassidy's crew ended up in court. While the case looked pretty open and shut to start, a series of holdups on behalf of the prosecution resulted in the trial consistently moving in what was seen as Cassidy's favor. Original charges of first-degree murder were downgraded when the prosecutor's primary witness withdrew testimony, and Cassidy was later charged with third-degree murder. Eventually, he was sentenced for involuntary manslaughter, a crime he would serve only 8 months for. If you meet this rap lord on the streets next time, you better stick to your lanes. Number 4. Tupac Shakur. Inasmuch as Tupac is considered to be one of the greatest rappers of all time, and largely given allegiance for his socially progressive lyrics on many tracks, he was convicted for one of the ugliest of offenses ever. Pac and several members of his posse were charged with sexual assault when a 19-year-old woman claimed that the California Love hitmaker and his crew entered her hotel room and illegally accessed her honeypot without her consent. Pac, however, maintained his innocence, but the judge thought otherwise. In December 1994, Tupac was convicted of sexual abuse and served 4 months in prison, with 5 years of probation, which was to be completed upon his release. Critics of gangster rap pointed to the trial as evidence that the music's violent lyrics led to real crime, but his fans believed the rapper was innocent. In either case, Shakur's legendary career is tainted by jail time and ugly charges, though he still remains one of the best ever to do it. Number 5. Fat Joe. The legendary New York City Golden Era spitter has had his fair share of legal troubles. Joe ended up in jail for a somewhat mundane offense. In 1998, the burly rapper was arrested for alleged assault and robbery. He and fellow rapper Big Pun were accused of beating a man with a baseball bat and stealing his gold necklace. Later in 2002, Fat Joe was slapped with another assault charge for allegedly getting into a fight at B.B. King's Blues Club in New York City. Fat Joe, in a case entirely unrelated to his youthful penchant for assault charges, made his first guilty plea in December 2012. Apparently, the rapper came up short by about $3 million in his income tax payments between 2007 and 2010, and after pleading guilty, the lean-back spitter spent 4 months in prison. There is no such thing as easy jail time, but Joe must have been happy that the only charges he couldn't dodge were for something as mundane as tax evasion. Number 6. Chief Keef. While Chicago MC Chief Keef may not have had the longest-running legal record in hip-hop, he got a very early start in his life of crime. At the age of 16, the up-and-coming rapper got in an altercation with the police that involved a chase on foot. The police opened fire, but his guardian angels were on the watch-out. He wasn't hit. He ended up with a juvenile detention sentencing for his petty crimes. As fate may have it, the rapper only spent a short amount of time in the juvenile correctional facility before the judge ruled he be sentenced to home confinement. In a much more embarrassing kind of confinement, the young rapper was sent to live with his no-nonsense grandmother. Number 7. Lil Kim. The queen of rap in the 90s and a close friend of the legendary rap icon Notorious B.I.G. has a record as a bona fide rule breaker. While she was merely in the wrong place at the wrong time, Kim also lied at the worst possible time. In 2001, Lil Kim and her entourage had a run-in with another rap act, Capone and Noriega, outside a popular New York City radio station. Shots were fired, though Kim was never charged for involvement in the melee. But later in 2005, Kim was found guilty of lying to a federal grand jury. When called to the stand to divulge her involvement with the Capone and Noriega incident, the rapper claimed that 2 of her close friends, who had been with her at the scene, were not there. Apparently, her 2 entourage members didn't get the memo and confessed to being involved. This put Kim out on a lurch and eventually led to her conviction. She was sentenced to a year-long prison time. Number 8. Meek Mill. While this rap mogul has been in the industry since 2003, he got to the public limelight in 2008 after he was convicted of drug dealing and gun handling. The Maybach Music signee served 6 months in prison, followed by a probation term related to the 2008 charges. Despite being on probation, Meek Mill wasn't on his best behaviors and later landed one of the most amusing sentences in the history of rap music, breaking probation rules. In his defense, the rapper claimed that it was tough to balance his rap career with the constraints of probation, which was set for 5 years. In 2013, Meek appeared in court for violating probation by not informing his probation officer when he had to travel for shows. While in the courtroom, the I'm a Boss hitmaker appeared to have left his manners at home. He was so disrespectful in his responses that the presiding judge decided to slap him with bizarre sentencing. The rapper was forced to take etiquette classes to improve his manners. From how he behaves today, it seems the sentence worked wonders. Number 9. T.I. T.I. may be best known for introducing the likes of Iggy Azalea to the world, but in the mid-2000s, he was famous for dominating the charts, and he was equally infamous for being charged with gun violence at a very inopportune time. In 2007, while on his way to the BET Awards, T.I. was arrested for illegal gun possession. While at the time, the rapper wasn't carrying any pistol or shotgun, he had planned on rolling up to the BET Awards with 3 machine guns and 2 silencers. Several more machine guns with a large amount of ammunition were later found at his home. T.I. went on to serve a year-long sentence beginning in 2009 based on his outlandish gun charges. But the rapper's trouble with the law didn't stop there. In 2011, he was sent back to prison for an 11-month sentence after he violated his probation terms after being found in possession of drugs. Number 10. Bobby Shmurda. If you know 3 things about overnight sensation Bobby Shmurda, you probably have heard that the Brooklyn rapper dropped the biggest club hit of 2014. Shmurda enjoyed a unique and hilarious relationship with his social media family, but now he is facing one of the longest laundry lists of criminal charges in rap history. On September 2, 2016, as part of a plea deal, the rapper pleaded guilty to 1 count of third-degree conspiracy and 1 count of weapons possession. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison. As of today, the Hot Nilla hitmaker is still in prison after being denied parole earlier this year. He is due to be released in 2021. Did you enjoy our video? Which rapper on the video caught you by surprise for having a past criminal record? Well, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our new uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.